Hello, hi. Just a little bit of a little thing I got to say. I did play a little bit of this, and I forgot to record. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to quickly go through the things I did find out. I'm gonna try to do everything the same that I did beforehand, and then, but I'm also gonna do some things I figured out while doing the previous recording, like figuring out this stuff. But I'm going to try to do everything I did before, but I might do it in a different. I'm gonna do it in a different order, obviously. Oh right, I found out I need a flashlight in this room. It was very confusing to me. I was like, what am I doing? Why isn't this working? Okay. I'm looking for things to interact with. I keep finding new stuff to interact with when I'm playing. I'm like, oh. So I'm trying to keep my eye out. So something I figured out, I was trying to figure out desperately how I'm supposed to get that ball out of the ocean. I don't think it's possible. I literally don't think it is possible. But I found this shot put on one of, on the previous playthrough that I forgot to record. I was like, oh, ew, I can give it to that, because that's what my idiot brain said it was anyways. He was like, it's a shot put, throw it. So that's what I ended up doing. I don't know why I'm taking this path, by the way. I have no clue. It's just natural to me. I don't want to talk to the book lady. And then another thing I found out is, because I finished the first day, I'm just going to say that. I finished the first day and I found out some things naturally, and I was like, oh, good. So one thing I found out is I have a ton of bottles up here that I can use to sell, so I'm gonna do that. Take. There's a bottle right here. Take. Is that a bottle too? Take. 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 Is there any more bottles? Is there any more bottles? Is there any more bottles? Because another thing I found out is I'm pretty sure I can't ever get enough money to like afford this place. There's so many bottles. Why can't I steal them? So the main thing is I don't think I'll ever get enough money to actually be able to pay him off. I feel like I'm forced into a situation where things happen, but I'm gonna try my best.
The tear machine stands. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with...
Thank you. Money. I don't know what it's telling me. Okay. So let me go turn this shot put into the guys, because I ruined their game and I shouldn't have, and I don't really want to. I don't need this flashlight anymore, Yumi. Get it out. Over here. -2 authority, empathy, inland empire. Hello? I've already heard your conversation, but I'm ready.
Replacement for the bull you sent sinking. What is this? Are you mocking us? This isn't for pétanque.
Now. No need to get angry again, René. I'm sure the officer tried his best. It's not like there's a bull kiosk here in Martinez.
The best, huh? This isn't even a bull. But fine. I guess you did attempt to right your hooliganism. Consider it forgiven. Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game. Yes. It was left by heavy artillery fire.
Yes! Sorry, I love the way he says
artillery fire, you say? That's the best kind of artillery fire.
Sure.
Why what? Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home. Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked.
Continue.
Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't though, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough. Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the commies up first. Yes, the military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta. This here is Blood Ground, where Coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on this city before they stormed it. And it worked, too.
He approves of this radical approach, knows it was necessary.
The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the Coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame,
Gaston.
never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course they still hold influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players of the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think? I'm sorry it had to... I would have preferred
Oops, sorry.
if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frissel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case.
This royal failure weighs heavily on him.
Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with. Damn Frissel. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay, in a very public execution. A true king in both blood and mind led Revachol before Frissel. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile. The suzerain is the king! Has everyone forgotten already? They've forgotten already.
Soon, they will forget everything. Him too. Then he chooses anger over melancholy.
It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the Filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire. It's a Belle McGrave, 4.46 caliber, breech loading, Revachol made. Good weapon, accurate and reliable.
Cool.
This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty. Where did you find her? I'm not surprised. There are probably lots of forgotten wartime weapons lying around here. Back in the day, everyone had something stashed away. As for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. These BM-446s are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible to find.
Thank you. The race theory is
Advanced
done.
race theory.
Okay. I need to go talk to Measurehead, but not quite yet. Thank you. He was just going to say I figured it out. Sorry. I have seen that already, and it was like a long-winded just, you understand it now, and I was like, okay. Here. Okay. There's one other thing I investigated. I want to see if I can get it again, because it said it was a low chance, but I want to see if I can achieve the same effect.
A crumpled billboard reading, Samaran butter soaks in the canal. Judging by the size of the impact and the parallel lines of burnt rubber, the cause was probably a motor vehicle. Side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was traveling up the crater at 35 kilometers an hour. The black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle vaulted from the crater to the roof of the shack. The panel served as a takeoff ramp. The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting the posts. Then it continued its flight, taking the billboard with it. The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal.
And then it drove off of the sign and into the...
The Samaran butter billboard still looks freshly painted, suggesting it took the plunge recently, within the past 72 hours. Still speeding, the vehicle made a loop and vanished into the fog along the coast. There are two good candidates, the Caprice 40 and the Linéaire G22. It's about the right size, and the tire marks look like they came from the skinny tires frequently found on that motor carriage. Very sturdy but light motor carriage, more likely than most to survive that jump. You'd have to follow the tracks to... The lieutenant looks on.
Any theories about what happened here? What kind of car do you think it was?
I'm actually going to go with the G22. Since it's sturdier, I feel like it would actually survive ramming into a metal billboard.
That's quite likely, from what I can tell.
I have literally no idea who it might be.
We're not traffic cops. Should we get back to the murder?
I'll take the task on.
If we must.
I'm not expecting him to get far with this, the lieutenant consoles himself.
Listen, guy, I don't need to do it. I just need to figure it out. Okay. Does this guy know anything about that crash?
Evening, officers.
No. Bye. Okay. Can I have a bite of your salami? Yeah, that's what I want to say to him. Yeah. There is one more thing I want to go do before I go talk to Measurehead. It was down... I also want to state, there is a reason why I haven't talked to any of these people in this building that I'm going to. There's a reason why I'm not, like, asking her or her where the guy is. The guy that was on the balcony that was talking to me. He was very adamant about not talking to us. If I could do it secretly, I would, but I don't think the game's going to allow me to secretly find it and find him. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to not do it. I'm not going to try to talk to him because I really don't want to put his life in danger. So that's the reason I'm not talking to these people about him. If you were wondering, because that could put him into a lot of fucked up business, and I really don't want to fuck up his life, because he's just a guy. He doesn't deserve his life being fucked up. And if he was so worried about it, I'd rather not worry him more by just being a douchebag. Okay. So, now I need to go talk to Measurehead. And there is an option there to punch him. I don't want to punch him. I need to remember I don't want to punch him. Because I don't know what will happen. But I feel like this guy, even though I put a lot of strength strength points into him, I don't think I'm gonna make it. I just don't think that's gonna be the case.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia. The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels. The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy. Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
He was acting tough before. This probably scared him a bit. Who knows when it will come in handy? A slightly scared, racist lorryman.
What's drama? I chose drama before. I kind of want to fill up all these 1-1s up on logic. That way I don't need to upgrade them anymore. I don't need all of them. This one, drama, and logic. Those are the 3 I would like to have in the logic column. Just for help. Okay. Hi. Should I talk to this guy? I don't think I should. I don't think I need to. Although I do find out who is in the union box. Okay. Find the armored gloves. Where's the rest of the armor? Getting the body down. How to make it bloated corpse up there anymore. Shoot it down or help. Ask for help. Do something, you're a cop. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry, I was just checking what else I could do at this moment. It doesn't look like there's actually much options. Anyways, none clear to me. Hey, Measurehead, what's up?
The unpromising race pupil returns.
Let's go over that funky race classification again.
And
I chose... Where is it? I don't know about the rest, but it's clear I should stop drinking the ancient and mind-poisoned alcohol.
fascinating. The Revacholian degenerate shows signs of racial self-reflection. How did you accomplish this little feat?
It's always been 100% clear to me that the answer to the waste of Migna... Nah. I imagined... Huh. I could go with that option. I went with this one. The sober up for 5 minutes. But I actually might want to go with this one.
So it would seem, Troytherogue. I find myself at a crossroads. On one hand, this pathetic self-therapy has little to do with the great mystery of living organisms, the race enigma. And, of course, you will not be able to free yourself from the yoke of rule. It is too late. It may be lethal to stop at this point, but still.
Lethal?
Your willpower fires up, directing you to speak.
If the Revacholian degenerate is capable of critical thought, he may still prove a race adversary. Why should I help my adversary?
Jean, baby. Do the heroic thing.
I stated
That
this
is
last
not
one.
possible. The game of Shahmat you play against the rules tricks is unwinnable. The days, the weeks, the months.
As a person who doesn't drink, who doesn't like even drinking, this is pretty easy.
group is incapable of long-term lucid thoughts. You will not. You cannot withstand the wasteland of reality.
It's super hard, Jean. My mom couldn't do it either.
Very well. You may enter once. Our conversation here has concluded.
Well done. Let's go.
I found a lot of those boxes around. I wonder if there's stuff inside. Okay. I'm allowed inside here now. Good for me. Okay. Every worker member on the board has written to the top of the flyer. In the bottom, the union logo, Demand Democracy. This Dewey typewriter, the model name is on the back. Doors, lock it. There's someone left the coffee machine on. Dark liquid on the pot looks almost sentient. I guess I can't internalize this yet. I think I have to wait until I get all 3 of them done before I can start doing more or something. Oh. I didn't find that postcard last time, so it was actually surprising to me.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
Let's see what's inside, he thinks. The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders. Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. 2 kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara. And the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages.
I have a high
tried to
chance of doing
focus, but the lines are getting blurry. Look how blurry all the lines on these papers are. How unwieldy your own hermeneutics was almost within your grasp, but now only vague letters float before your eyes. Less meaningful, but aesthetically more pleasing.
If I let my eyes go completely out of focus, all shapes are melting together to each other. Could I actually focus through not focusing?
You're a police officer, not a spiritual healer. You can focus the normal way by turning your attention to something and not letting go.
Is that what you're doing with those folders over there?
Huh? Yeah?
Right. This is probably not relevant to our case. After all, we're not invested.
Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer. It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is crumpled.
Everard Clare, probably. The head of the Debarders Union. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
What is so special about this borscht? Code for drugs? Booze? Blood? Remember, Leo, all items on the list. The drawer slides shut. The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait
found this
of
last
the
time.
late King Friesel. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to the corners of the cover. Because white antlers are one of the symbols of communism, they represent a society in accord with the natural world and at the same time above it. A shameful way to treat a former king, even one as underwhelming as Friesel. Because Friesel was incompetent, foolish, and cruel. In short, the embodiment of everything the communards wished to overthrow. It's satire, you see. To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. Just column after column of closely set text, interrupted occasionally by little doodles in black and white. After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of contents. The magazine is divided into several sections: international developments, Kunst und Kultur, and local concerns. Just inside the cover, there's also an editor's note. Comrade, as you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, du cristal à la fumée. This was his way of describing the way the rigid, crystalline structures of capitalist ideology turn to smoke under communism. But, like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going à la fumée. Unlike many publications which are content to spoon-feed their readers reassuring drivel, La Fumée is committed to telling the radical truth, even when that truth may drive away potential subscribers. So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please...
What do you expect? It was laying around the office of the Debarders Union. They're probably bankrolling the thing.
I loved his reaction. I loved it both times. What did you expect?
You flip back to the front of the magazine.
Okay.
This section includes a long, tedious critique of the latest round of free trade negotiations between the EPIS nations and the Free State of Semenine. You also skip over an article about heavy fuel oil smuggling along the Messina border, something about bear wrestling in Samara, book riots in Yugograd. Face it, you really aren't interested in foreign affairs. You're not even sure where most of these come. You flip back to the front of the magazine. It takes a moment, but gradually it dawns on you that Kunst und Kultur must mean arts and culture.
I get the culture part. I do not understand
As you
the
move
arts.
through this section, you come across several reviews of recent radio plays, as well as a brief artist spotlight featuring a local artist identified only as CS. The main feature, though, is a long essay titled Tip Top Tournée, a critical Mazovian perspective. This so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A, made all the briefer by the subject's evident hostility to her interviewer. The actual article is surprisingly light on details. But after skimming a page or two, you gather that it has something to do with motor carriage racing. You think you're settling in for a relaxing recap of the most recent season, maybe sprinkled with some nice anecdotes about a few of the more colorful drivers. Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10,000-word feature about all the politically problematic aspects of Tip Top Tourney. Where to even start? For one, there's the crass commercialism of its sponsorships, and then there's the practically criminal emphasis on deadly motor crashes. Oddly enough, this article has 2 bylines: Nazteb Encolada Bernal and Exilus Buka. There's no way those are real names. Have you ever met anyone named Exilus? Come on, they're plainly pseudonyms. Under capitalism, the article says, every pursuit has its price. Every pleasure, even one as elemental as the joy of racing others around a track, is reduced to an advertising opportunity. Thus, the so-called tourney becomes a competition between increasingly meaningless brand signifiers, your discount laundry detergent racing against a pack of Astra cigarettes, or even a fritter. And that precisely is what's problematic about it. Were it not for the promise of random, spectacular violence, audiences would quickly lose interest. At the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real races that you're really watching for. You see, one cannot avoid the conclusion that Tip Top Tourney is simply the apotheosis of spectacular entertainment under capitalism.
Ah, come on. Can this article read your mind? Well, there you have it. No reason to get hung up on the pretentious ramblings of a few young men. If I had to wager, I'd say they've never even seen the inside of a motor, much less a motor race. I take whatever they write with a large grain of salt.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support for the dock workers' strike. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbor red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. A city in revolt. First we take Martinez, then we take La Delta. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside Apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent. The writer G. Martin remarks dryly that capitalists love wealth redistribution, so long as it's only redistributed upward. You flip back to the front of the magazine.
Put it away. I'm done with it.
That is the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed the show. Beep bop boop boop beep ba doo. Doop bop beep bop boop ba doo. Ee da boo boo. Like and subscribe or whatever. I don't really care actually. I don't really care what you guys do. Anyways, yeah, good enjoy your fucking show. Okay? Goodbye. Click all those other videos if you want. Yeah, bye. Please. Bye.